Hey, what's going on? Scott back again. And in this video, I wanted to talk about a concept called critical listening. Critical listening is so crucial to creating a quality mix. And critical listening is listening to music in a way that a majority of people simply do not listen to it. It's very different listening to a mix than going to a concert or just listening to a song on the radio. Critical listening in a mixing situation is a lot more exact, and it's a lot more difficult because you're listening for things that the average person just can't pick out necessarily. Now, there's a harsh truth to this because the question becomes, okay, well, how do I develop these critical listening skills? Well, there's a harsh truth here, and the truth is that it takes time and it takes experience, but all's not lost, because when you start out mixing, the fact is there's certain frequencies and certain subtleties in a mix that you're not going to be able to pick up, but you can address that and you can really jumpstart your development of your ears by using reference tracks. And now, real quickly, I'm going to hand it off to Trina Shoemaker, and she's going to talk about how she uses reference tracks right in her mix. So check that out.
Hi, Trina Shoemaker back again. So where we left off is I've kind of gotten a little bit of a rough mix up. Just I got some instruments on. I've got a sense of what this song is, how it sounds. And at this point, I would stop and I would pick a reference. I would pick a song that I love. It could be anything from, for this type of music, Bad Company, to, it just doesn't matter. I would pick a song that I love that's a finished record that I either did or did not make, makes no difference. I would import it into the session as if it was my mix track, as if it was, I would put it right here where the mix is going to go. And I would listen to it, and then I would listen to this song, and I would just remind myself, where does a vocal need to sit in a song? How loud should bass actually be in a cool song? Because you can forget in a minute. You can get used to what you're hearing because you've been mixing it at those relative levels for an hour or two while you messed with drum sounds. And your mind will start to think of that as correct levels. And you will actually forget, at least I will, how loud a vocal really does need to be. And then you hear something else that's finished. You're like, oh, good grief, I got to turn the vocal way up. It's just, it's a palliative. It's a point of reference. And again, there may be people out there that don't need it. I do every single time. And I've been doing this for decades, and I still need a point of reference. And so I would import one, and I would listen to that, and then I would go back to this mix.
So there you have it. Using reference tracks, put it right into your session in your DAW, and constantly refer back to it, because that's so helpful, because that can give you an idea of, hey, here's what a professionally mixed record sounds like. Here's how loud vocals should be. Here's how drums should sound. All that kind of thing. Also, listening to, just taking in your room. That is another way to develop your ear. These are my monitors. I will constantly, some days if I just have about 5-10 minutes, just some downtime, and I love listening to music anyway, I will plug in some of my favorite songs and fire them up and then just listen to them in this room. Because what that does is help me know the room better and know how sound behaves better within that room. It's really, really significant.